Hello there, it's Kim Baker from Kim's Creative Corner, and today we are doing Stampin' Up's weekly challenge, which is number 8, and it is a creative fold. I'm just going to give it a little bit to see if anyone is going to join us today. Looks like Paula's here. Hi, Paula. So Paula, I was just saying that this week is challenge number 8, and it's a creative fold video. So that is what we're doing today. And I received this card in a swap. It folds flat. And then it's just an easel card, but it's a short easel card for the Eiffel Tower to stand up. So I wanted to do my own version of this one, and that's what we're going to do today for the stamping challenge. However, I am going to change it up a little bit and do some different colors. So this is the card that we're going to do today. We're going to use the champagne foil sheets and make the Eiffel Tower champagne. So, and Paula, I did get your stamps in the mail, so hopefully, be looking for them soon. Okay. So we don't have a whole lot of stamping with this card. There was a lot of die cutting, so I went ahead and did some die cutting beforehand, so you didn't have to just sit here and watch me crank the Big Shot the whole time. So we can get started. Now, this card uses a couple of different bundles. We're going to use the Parisian Beauty bundle. I checked just before I made the video and the card to make sure that it was still in stock because the set is retiring. The bundle price is $43. The stamp set is $21, but this is the stamp set, and then it comes with these die cuts. Hi Kathy, I'm glad you joined me today. I've got a lot of cards for you, and then Debbie sent me more today, so I'm glad I didn't get to you over the weekend because we have even more to add to it. So I'll be getting a hold of you to see when you want to get together for those. But anyway, the Parisian Beauty Forever Blossoms bundle. Now the Forever Blossoms bundle is not retiring, so it'll be available. The bundle price is $53 and the stamp set is $23. Yes, you did make it, Kathy. I'm so glad. That's awesome. So the die set, oh, I mixed them up. Look at that. I put the anyway, these go with the Forever Blossoms. So I guess I better put those with the right stamp sets before I separate everything. But okay, so we started with, this is a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock, and it is scored at 5 1/2. But before I make the other score, Kathy, I'll just show you real quick. I got this in here. We're gonna do it in the champagne foil sheets. So I'm sorry, I am sniffly today too. I apologize. This weather is kicking my butt, I think. So, but anyhow, so we need to run it through the Big Shot, and I am going to do one Big Shot thing with you and run die. So, I hope I can get everything on my camera here and have plenty of room for that. For this, hi Nate, you gonna stamp with us today? So for this die, you're gonna need your blue plate. Now the blue plate is not in stock anymore since we're switching over from the Big Shot to the Stampin' Up! Die cutting machines, but I do have it, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. But we just want to put this. Okay, I'm back. Are you guys still here? I've been having a lot of trouble with my internet this weekend, and I'm trying to go just on phone signal. That didn't help. That just dropped on us. But anyway, I lined this up and lined it up with a score line. And you always want to put your embossing folder in with the hinge first, because if you put them in where the opening is, they can get off kilter and tear your hinge in half. So you don't want to do that. But we're going to go ahead and run this through real quick. And I'm going to go forward and back so that I don't go all the way through and get that loud popping. Like, that isn't noisy enough, right? So, ooh, good. Okay. Ta-da! I love that Parisian flourish embossing folder. I think that's what it's called. I have to look it up again. But that is so pretty. And then we want to go ahead and score at the 1 1/4 line, because if we score first and then we emboss, it takes the score line away. Proof of that is I did that for the first one. So we're going to go ahead and score this at 1 1/4, and I know I'm kind of cockeyed here, so let me get this to the 1 1/4. And our score line, that was not 1 1/4, was it? That's good, I didn't press down too hard. Okay, 1 1/4. And then it's kind of tricky to see that through all of that embossing, but it's there. There we go. So we'll put that part aside. You know what? We can put our inside. So we have a typical 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. I'll just stick that in, have that out of the way. So did you guys do anything fun over the Memorial weekend? I know Nate had fun. He went to Missouri horseback riding. I actually got to ride my horse this weekend, though. I took off Sunday and we went to the conservation district over here. And it was a little slippery, but I rode my horse dog on it, and I rode him on a trail instead of doing circles at home. So, which, hey, I'm happy to do circles at home, but it's always more fun when you can get out in nature. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we have some of the Parisian Blossom Specialty DSP. Hi, Pat. Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you guys on here. And I cut a piece of the DSP at, it's 1 inch wide by 3 7/8. 1 inch by 3 7/8. And all I'm going to do is pop that up on dimensionals so that we have a stopper for this lip. Oh, you got your oil change in your truck, huh, Joanne? That sounds fun. Not so much. I don't have patience with that stuff. But it's got to be done. Joanne, I was just telling everybody that I actually went trail riding on Sunday. I took Mr. Bucky Pants, and he was an angel, which I was very grateful for. Okay, so all I did was pop this up here. And then the only stamping that we're going to do on this is this Life is a Magnificent Adventure. So we'll go ahead and stamp that, and we can be done with the stamping. Kind of hard to see it when your head is right where the camera is. It's a little off kilter, but it'll be all right. And then I just flagged both of the ends on that, and I just used my scissors because this is such a small piece. I didn't get out any tools to do that. But I just cut a line in the center and then cut from each corner to that line to make the flag. Did you do anything for the holiday weekend, Joanne? We had my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and the kids came over yesterday, and we played a lot of cards, sat on the back porch. It was hot, then cool, then hot, then cool. Mother Nature didn't know what she wanted to do yesterday. And then it started raining. We haven't gotten as much rain as everyone else, though. It's been, thankfully, I mean, I'm glad. I want the water for the hay, but I'm glad we haven't gotten inundated like people around us. Okay, and all I did was just put that a little cockeyed on this designer series paper. All right, and then we get our trusty silicone mat, and we're gonna put our Eiffel Tower. And this card, we used the Amour for this one. We're gonna use Mercy. I'm not a French major by any means, so I'm not even gonna try to pretend like I am. And then we're gonna use this little flourish too. So I pre-cut all of those out of the champagne foil sheets because that way you didn't have to sit here and watch me crank through those die cuts. But so I'm just using the Tombow multi-purpose glue, green glue. Sometimes I call it green glue. And I just put a little glue on the legs and this wide part and the little parts here. And then the flourish, I just put a little bit of glue wherever there was a wider spot. Might as well glue them all down at once. I think I like the font in that Amour better. I like that big A, but I use thank yous way more than I send love notes to anyone. Oh, you did? You decorated graves on Saturday? I should do that, Joanne. I'm terrible. That used to be a big custom when I was growing up with our family, and our biggest family reunion was always the Sunday before Memorial Day, because we would meet in Sandwich, Illinois, where several of our relatives are buried. And then we would have, my grandparents would rent a cabin. Well, it's not a cabin, it was, well, it looked like a cabin, but it was a screened-in thing where we would go and have potlucks, meet the rest of our family that was from Chicago. So, okay, so all I did was line up the legs of this. Stick those down really well. And I actually just kind of set that silicone mat over the top for a minute to let that settle. Yeah, my aunt called me and wanted to put a flag on my grandpa's grave, but I didn't realize it till it was too late, because Mike was out doing, he was putting flags on graves for the Legion, because he had a big Legion thing. Hi, Linda. I'm glad that you came and joined us. Okay, so that I just love the silicone mat. I use it all the time for the glue, but it was nice that it just weighted that down so it would stick. And then all I did was took my champagne rhinestones and put them on that banner on the corners. And it wasn't a lot of stamping to this card. It was mostly die cutting. But I love that paper, and that paper, the Parisian Blossom specialty paper, designer series paper, was $14.50, and it's now on sale for $11.60, and it has some really pretty champagne foil throughout. So I can show you some of those designs too while I'm standing right here. But see all those foil accents in that? I don't know if you can see them very well. There you go. The glare from my window here. But this piece, if you can see it through the paper, this is one of my favorite pieces in it. You see that foil? But this is a great time to pick that paper up since it's on sale. And all of these, the little Eiffel Towers that I used on this card, they're champagne too. Hope that crackling isn't too loud. See that? That is so pretty. But it was still available 15 minutes before I started this video. So hopefully it's still available now. But that is it for today. Here's the one we did today. Oh, I forgot the flowers. And I was going to change the flowers up. These flowers I did. It's another thing we did with the designer series papers. I just cut the flowers right out of the designer series paper. And one side is the red and the petal pink. I was having a brain lapse for a minute. And the other side has the pool party and the foil on it. And I think I'm going to change it up and put the blue flowers on this one. And I just dabbed the little glue on. I dabbed 5 petals on the middle flower, and put the other 2 flowers over the top of that center petal. Give it a minute. And then I popped those other 2 glue dots there on the back of the Eiffel Tower, kind of. So I tucked the center one back and put the 2 end ones on top, so it was kind of layered. on the original one that I got in the swap, she used the big ones. And I stamped those a couple of times on the designer series paper, and I don't know. I tried, and I thought that I liked these better. And I liked using the designer series paper. Since it's on sale right now, I thought that would be a bonus to showing you guys on this designer series paper, and something to use, an extra use of the designer series paper. Goodness, my mouth isn't working with my brain today. So at any rate, this is all 3 of the cards. So I'm just curious which one is you guys' favorite. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to send me a note in the comment, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching this live. I love to hear from you guys, and I'm very appreciative of you watching and coming in to join me, so I don't feel like I'm talking to a wall today. So if you have any questions, you can also post those in the comments, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.